A number of years ago, my wife and I made a pact that when we became empty nesters, we'd go on a trip at least every 4 months. Our thought was, we don't know what tomorrow brings, so why miss a chance to see some pretty amazing places around the world while we are still young? Our goal for this video blog is to encourage you all, no matter what age, to not sit around and watch the world go by, but go see the world.
So hi everybody, welcome to Travel with Danny Dub. I'm Dub.
And I'm Dan, and this is our last city of our 10-day driving trip of Europe. And we said last time we can't wait to roam with you in Rome. Well, here we are, Rome. Deb, we talked about Rome for a long time.
Forever. It's totally on my bucket list of
Yep.
places I wanted to go.
Yeah, and it was just overall the most amazing of the cities, I think, out of our whole trip. And mainly because of the history. I mean, we'll get into the Coliseum later, but what we want to do is just touch a block of the Colosseum, you know, because it's like you're going back in time 2,000 some years ago.
Yeah.
We stayed in an Airbnb in Rome, which we're so glad we did. It was a really cool place. It was a nice apartment. It was kind of in a compound area. Right up the hill was like a main street with shops and restaurants. You felt like you were in Manhattan on, you know, Fifth Avenue. It was pretty cool.
It was super cool.
And Deb loved it the most because there were cats everywhere around our place. So we had visitors every night. We'd feed them tuna fish. Yep.
They became our best friends.
So we just parked our car and took public transportation, and we only had one little mishap. And,
Just a little one.
Yeah, I have to tell this story just because she won't tell it the way it really was. So we're supposed to go to St. Peter's Basilica. We get on the train, but we're trying to ask the Italian lady this is where we're going, and we thought she told us right. Whatever she told us was not right. We're on the train. We're watching, buildings going by, and suddenly the buildings get less and less. Now we have like olive fields, and suddenly we're in the countryside. We're out of Rome.
Right. And then the other kicker was we had a time slot for our Sistine Chapel tour that we had to be there at a certain time, and now it's getting later and later, and I was in a panic.
She was. She did what every wonderful wife would do. She jumped up on the train and screamed, "Does anybody speak English?" And the place just stopped. All the newspapers come down and everyone was just staring. And here come the young couple. "Oh, we speak English. How can we help?" They got us off the train and they got us back to where we're going. And
on time.
And on time.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it.
It was a miracle.
So let's talk about buying like city passes and tours. You know, part of our motto is don't be a typical tourist, but sometimes you really want to be, right?
Yeah, I agree. We bought two different tours. We did the Coliseum tour, and then the rest of Rome was part of that. Yeah. So we got to go to the Forum, the Pantheon, all the, Trevi Fountain, all that was all included in that tour. And the other tour we bought was a skip the line tour of the Sistine Chapel and the museums there.
Yeah, it definitely get to skip the lines because when we got to each location, and this wasn't even summer, this was May. The lines were zigzag, and here we go, zoom right by everybody.
Yeah, it was so fantastic.
And it was
so
cheap.
Worth it.
It was like $60 a person. Definitely worth it.
Totally worth it.
Well, let's dig into some of the history of Rome. Should we start with the Colosseum?
Sure.
As we walked into the Colosseum, I was taken back all the way 2,000 some years ago when there were a lot of Christians that were martyred in the Colosseum. I mean, horrific things were done to them. So it was kind of a very solemn and troubling time as we kind of walked through there and remembered what happened. So then I was thinking of the gladiators, Deb. I mean, we think of Russell Crowe and what a horrific life these gladiators had. But the history that took place in this Colosseum is amazing, wouldn't you agree?
I would agree, and there's so much of it still standing. And we found out later when we were doing some of our other tours that when Rome fell, the people that came in and moved in there just stole all the stone from the Colosseum. So what's left is just a small part of what was actually there.
You know, as we mentioned, we were on a walking tour, and again, well worth the $60 that we paid. But leaving the Coliseum, the next stop was the Roman Forum.
Yep.
And man, that place, what exactly, I can't remember all the details of the Forum, but it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. There's a lot of ruins still left there, and a lot of just areas of where business and politics and just marketplaces, all that kind of stuff happened there during the Roman times, and it was pretty big, and it stretched quite a long ways, and you could just roam in there, and it was really interesting.
So let's see, Colosseum, the Forum, then we walked to
Trevi Fountain, I
oh
think,
yeah,
right?
that's where we throw the coin
the
over your
coins
shoulder.
in. That thing was amazing, absolutely beautiful. Wasn't super crowded, so we could get right up to it, and it was just a stunning piece of sculpture and architecture to look at. I think the next stop was the Pantheon.
Oh, that was...
It was an amazing building, and it's one of the only remaining fully standing functional buildings from Roman times that's still standing.
And the dome.
The dome is amazing. Do some research on how they made that thing, because it is incredible that they were able to build stuff like that 2,000 years ago.
Well, next stop was our infamous train ride where we got lost and out of the city, and Deb screamed and got us back on track.
Yes.
No pun intended. And we ended up at the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Square.
Right. Walking through the square was amazing because there was hardly any people there at that time of the day, and it was just beautiful.
It was. Go in the morning if you can. We went in the morning. By the time we finished everything and coming out, the lines were forever.
There's so much to see in the museum itself. There's so many exhibits. Just the artwork and items that they've collected over the years are just mind-blowing. We could have spent hours and hours and hours in there.
Yeah. I mean, the Vatican Museum had more historical from all around the world artifacts than I've ever seen in my life. I thought the Vatican Museum was going to be all a bunch of Catholic stuff.
Right.
It wasn't.
No.
It was loaded with things from China, from Israel, from the Middle East, all over the world. And like Deb said, we could have stayed all day in that place. It was really cool. Sometimes it's okay to video, sometimes it's not. We were told not to videotape in the Sistine Chapel. Of course, I cheated a little bit here, just had the phone kind of tipped up, and the cigar guy kind of, you know.
Yeah, they're very strict about it.
So don't do what I did. I was trying to be sneaky. They know the sneaky people. They can tell, you know. Yeah, me. Oh well, I tried, but don't try, please. So many days in Rome recommended.
Yeah.
Again, stay in an Airbnb if you can. Stay outside the area, about 10-minute bus drive, so you're not in the hustle bustle of it all. But take a lot more time than we did.
Yes.
So there's so much to see in Rome that, man, we again recommend 3 to 5 days. But Deb, should we tell them about driving in Rome?
Yep. Clue them in on driving in Rome, Dan.
Do not drive in Rome. I did. I drove in Rome, and I will say, some people boast that they climbed Mount Everest, or some people boast now that they were a space tourist. Well, I'm going to boast I drove Rome.
He did, and he did a good job, too.
Hey, in fact, we should sell a t-shirt on this channel, I drove Rome. Small, medium, large, only $19.95. No.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, listen, make sure you subscribe to our channel if you want to follow us, and hit that little bell because you get notifications when our next video is coming up. Well, so long from Travel with Danny. Deb, I'm Dan.
And I'm Deb.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.